We'll take you stateside now, where police in Illinois have arrested a person of interest in the mass shooting during a 4th of July parade north of Chicago. A Honda Fit can be seen stopped at an intersection surrounded by police vehicles. 21-year-old Robert Bobby E. Cremo III was taken into custody.
Joining us now live from the scene of the horrific events at Highland Farm, Illinois, is CNN's Mike Valerio. Mike, good afternoon to you. Good to chat with you again this afternoon. Let's talk about where the investigation is right now. There's the person of interest in custody right now, but what are police doing today in terms of putting the pieces together as to what happened yesterday?
Well, you know, Nick, we're going to have a better idea of that, in theory, in a minute when a news conference is supposed to start between the local and county law enforcement. Essentially, what we're hoping to learn is what, if any, red flags were missed from the suspect's social media portrait. There are music videos that have been posted online to YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook with the suspect appearing as a cartoon drawing a stick figure, murdering people, essentially, and that's confirmed with law enforcement and our team here on the ground. So we're hoping that law enforcement shed any more light on potential red flags that could have been missed, because of course, you know, in relative terms, it's so easy to buy a weapon here in the United States. So the, you know, framework of questions turns to what, if any, red flags were missed. And again, this portrait that emerges usually after these mass shootings of what, if anything, was put on social media, again, seems to be repeating itself.
And Mike, can you tell us what the mood is like there today? After that shooting during a parade, it's supposed to be a happy time. Kids were injured, the youngest of the shooting victim, 8 years old.
You know, I think that people, not just here in Highland Park, but across the country, were looking forward to something to celebrate. It's been a tough couple of weeks. Depending on your political point of view, there have been a whole host of decisions from the Supreme Court about gun ownership, about the justices of the Supreme Court making it easier for Americans to own a gun, issuing a very controversial ruling on abortion rights, essentially removing the right that women have to an abortion from the United States Constitution. So very controversial social subjects happening here in the country, and people just wanting a break, wanting to come together to celebrate the revolutionary ideas upon which this country was founded. And all of that was taken away. And we hear, you know, since we've been here at 3:30 a.m. local time, the whisperings of people who gather and say, you know what, we wanted to celebrate America, we wanted to have this American moment, and yet we found it here in our current tableau of unspeakable violence repeating itself again and again, be it a grocery store in Buffalo, an elementary school, the penultimate day of school in Uvalde, or right here celebrating the most American of days on the 4th of July. Now it's just, you know, the party that people wanted here, the celebration, it's just simply over in the worst of terms. And I don't think that people have come to terms yet with the identities of the 6 people that we're going to get to know a lot more closely, their stories of how they changed the fabric of this city. And it's going to be heart-wrenching to learn more about the 6 people we lost.
Mike, only about 30 seconds to go here, but you know, from this side of the border, we look down and we see these massacres, these mass shootings, especially on Independence Day. You know, America and the Second Amendment, it's hard to separate that. You talk about the fabric of the community. The fabric of that Constitution is what seems to be, you know, continuing these horrific incidents in the States. Is there a sense there that this is going to change anything? Because it seems like Uvalde, it seems like Buffalo, nothing's changing.
Yeah, Nick, I think because we are in the home stretch to our midterm elections in November, so we had that bipartisan gun deal that came across the finish line with giving states more access to juvenile criminal records for background checks, giving more money to mental health treatment. But critics of this bill, which is now law here in the U.S., would say that's just window dressing. That's not the heart of the problem for their point of view, which is it's guns. It's guns and the country being awash in them. So I don't think, to answer your question, that anything is going to change because we just overcame passing something, the only real thing that we've passed in the past 3 decades. This just seems to be another repetition of what's become a uniquely American ritual, Nick and Jennifer.
Uniquely and sadly. Okay, CNN's Mike Valerio live in Illinois for us this afternoon. Appreciate the update, Mike. Thank you.